organizations. Can you hear me? No. All right, standing hand in hand with labor, civil society organizations, our nation's elected leaders, and most importantly, you, the public. Everyone here is in their personal capacity. Just want to remind folks, but we are also here in our fired up as fuck capacity. These are unprecedented times, and so we need to act in unprecedented ways. 25 days ago, a massively illegal corporate coup began, led by Elon Musk, the poor man's Tony Stark, and some other guy, I hear. These are people who have no conception of what it means to love your neighbor, no concept of what it means to love, period. That's right, we're lovers here. So when they broke into a system of agencies designed to help people across the country, they immediately identified it as waste and began slashing and burning livelihoods, precious resources, precious programs, life-saving programs, and jobs in the name of, quote, efficiency. But here's the thing. The control panel they're using to tear this country down is the same control panel that federal workers across the country can use to push back, if only they feel brave enough. If only they feel brave enough. Say it with me. If only they feel brave enough. And that is the mission of us at Federal Workers Against DOGE, to inspire federal workers to feel brave enough to defy and disobey illegal, dangerous orders. So for example, if you're placed on administrative leave, you can show up to your job anyway. Or another idea, show up to the Senate. Stand at your representatives' offices. Ask them what they're doing to fight DOGE. Don't leave. Are you being asked for sensitive passwords? Whoops, forgot them. I forget my passwords all the time. Are you asked to pause a grant for political reasons? Whoops, it was already sent out. We federal workers have access to the control panel. All right, are we ready for our first speaker? Yeah! Where's our first speaker?
Who's the first speaker?
All right, I'm going to ask y'all to introduce yourselves. Thank you.
We are the last two interns that were onboarded at the CFPB. We were children during the 2008 financial recession and belonged to families that were impacted by that crisis. We're also undergrads from Texas that moved here from Texas to take part in this internship. And in the 1 week that we were at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, we not only saw some of the most committed and determined individuals in the entire country dedicate themselves to public service. We met DFAs. These people are the backbone of the CFPB. They took us under their wing in the 1 week we were there. Not only helped us with projects, but are some of the most brilliant people I've ever had the pleasure to work with. But along with that, we had supervisors, mentors, leaders from quite literally every side of the aisle, dedicated to one broad mission, not just consumer protections, but these are federal workers committed to it. Back in Texas, there was a bill that passed by the Texas Senate called SB 17, a bill that eradicated DEI from all educational institutions. And what we saw there was students having to take on the burden of providing multi-million-dollar services that were being provided originally by educational and political institutions. But now here in DC, watching as major institutions nationally are crumbling, the result of which will make the American people take on the burden of public institutional work. This time I will not sit by and watch. No longer. Not as these major institutions forsake the American people. Because the reality is that the CFPB is one of the most efficient bureaus ever conceived by government. It operates on an $810 million budget and has returned over $21 billion to the American people. Its entire complaint system has resulted in 195 million Americans being helped. And amongst all of that, its numerous rulings on small business lending and mortgages have not only combated modern-day redlining, but have allowed millions of other families, along with mine, to be able to secure a financial freedom and security, and frankly, a livelihood. There are millions of stories like mine, some with us today.
In 2009, my immigrant family dreamed of owning their first home after working nearly a decade in this country. But that dream became a nightmare thanks to the negligence of a major internet service provider. Month after month, their FICO and their credit score went down just because of misrepresentation and negligence by internet service provider. And from mortgage to mortgage, from bank to bank, they were denied. And they're finally forced to take a federal housing loan at a high interest rate because nothing else to do to finally be able to own their own home. But back then, the CFPB was not made in 2009. And because of these families, and because of my family, CFPB was created. And it stood for those moments to fight for families just like that. And ever since, thousands, if not millions of people through the consumer complaint system have benefited and have been saved from very similar situations. We as all of us federal workers have taken our oath and our job to protect such families all across the United States, millions. However, we have another message that goes to all probationary employees here, OPM, CFPB, DOE, USAID, and any other agency or any other institution that may be targeted. We have a phrase down in Texas just for that.
That phrase is come and take it. They want to take away our protections for their profit. We have a saying for that. What's that saying?
Come and take it. They want to take away our jobs, no matter how illegal it is, without congressional consent. What do we say to that?
Come and take it. They want to take away our will to fight. What do we say to that?
Come and take it. They want to take away what it means to be a public servant in the United States. What do we say to that?
Come and take it.
They want to traumatize us, apparently. Well, we have another saying from down south just for them, too.
Don't tread on me. Don't tread on federal workers. And do not tread on the American people. Come and take it. 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 Come and take it.
Come and take it.
Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause to these folks. Think about what message we're sending to our young people that when we're saying that working for the federal government is no longer a viable option, and that working to protect consumers is no longer a viable option, because guess what? Elon Musk and Donald Trump don't care about protecting consumers and don't care about protecting the American people. We're here in front of the Department of Health and Human Services, which houses the National Institutes of Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now, I hear there's a new secretary there who might not agree with the missions of those agencies. Yes, what's our welcome message for RFK Jr.? Boo! we're gonna be dumping some love on the brave workers at HHS a little later. But for now, we have an exciting interactive segment of this program, so I'm going to turn it over to my friend here.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you all for coming today. Woo! All right, my name is Nadine, and I am going to lead us through a very quick, assertive intervention de-escalation training. Are we ready? Okay, so the first thing we need is I need 10 brave souls to come out here, and we're going to model a role play right here. Come on over. I need 10 people. Yes. And what we need is to align, exactly stand where you are, face a person across from you. So 5 pairs of people. 2 lines like this. Yeah, perfect. Get close to each other. I don't see 10 people, and I can count. Come on, let's do it. We need a couple more folks. Let's get in here. It's going to be really fun. Oh, please, people, how are we going to win? Let's go. And you can stretch down a little bit. Here we go. One more right here. Okay, so let's give a round of applause for these brave folks on this cold morning. All right, this is a very, very, very mini role play. I'm going to give you a scenario, and then I'm going to assign a role to each line that is here. I'm going to give you about 3 seconds to think about your role. Anything I don't tell you, make up. And then we're going to say go, and we're going to act it out. And then we're going to say stop, and you're going to freeze wherever you are, and we're going to debrief really quickly. And like anything in life, the more you put into it... Oh, we're going to try this one again because we have a long haul ahead of us. The more you put into it... Awesome. So we're ready. Here's the scenario. It's next week in Washington, D.C., Tuesday morning, and you are in a Senate office building. You all here are fired or let go federal workers. You know what that means, right? You're looking for a job or you need a place to go during the day, and you've decided to do it in a Senate office building. You're going to sit there. Your goal is to sit there all day long and be a presence, a reminder of the fact that the senators need to step up their game. You got this? And you all are Senate staffers, and you want these people out of your lobby, out of your office. You want them out fast. You got this? You might be Republican staffers, you might be Democratic staffers, but you want these folks out of your office because they only remind you of what your senator is not doing. And we're talking about Senate because the representatives are on break in the district. Boo! All right, everybody got your role? In a couple of seconds, we're going to say, go! Get them out of there. Get these people out of their job. Talk to each other. And everybody else watch what they're doing. Get these folks. Oh, we got some folks sitting down. Wow, they're like serious about staying in here. Let's go. Wow, it's contagious. People are taking this, they're holding this space. Woo! Okay, let's hear from people. Take a deep breath in, first of all, and shake it out. You all did a great job at your role play. How about people who were role-playing a fired worker? How did that feel in the office?
Wonderful. Empowering.
Fantastic.
Okay, and you had to remove these brave, courageous staffers. How did that feel?
Like it was hard to think we could actually do to remove them.
Excellent. So, those staffers, what did you try to do to stay in the office? Anybody try anything?
We sat down, we linked arms, and we wouldn't leave until that we could talk to our senator.
All right. Did everybody see that happen? And it wasn't even planned. You saw that. It was 3 seconds of thought. All right, so that is what we might call a direct intervention or direct response, right? You might put yourself in the way of something. You might sit down and hold space. What's the pro or con of that? Anybody?
Pro is you're harder to move.
Con is it could get physical.
So there are pros and cons to every one of the things that we do, right? What else did you try?
Talking. Telling our story. Saying why we're here.
Perfect, right? Did anybody say, hey, my name is Nadine and I'm here to do blah, blah, blah? No, your names aren't Nadine, but did anybody try to talk to people and establish a relationship? Excellent.
Oh, a little bit. He tried a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, so we're going to do really quickly your first job, or maybe should we do another little role play? I don't know how much time we have. Okay, we're going to do a debrief. Here we go. The debrief is, what's your first job when you find a conflict situation or something that you need to de-escalate or escalate? Talking might be it. The first thing, it's an ABC. I'm giving you the cheat sheet. So what do we need to do? Shout it out. Assess. And that means look around and see what your situation is. Is it safe for you? Do you want to take the risk? Can you make a difference? And how do you want to show up? All of these things are about establishing essentially a mini relationship on the spot. Also, how many of you make good decisions when you're stressed? Some of us make better decisions when we're stressed, but not most of us. So, how do you get to a place where you make a better decision about what to do? Breathe, or do some kind of grounding. What other kind of grounding do people do? How do you center yourself? Anybody? Anybody count to 10? Anybody tap? Anybody look around and smell, think, or feel about where you are? Anything you can do to make yourself grounded in the moment is helpful. And then, what do? What's C? We're going to choose. We have a choice at every point, whether we escalate or de-escalate. And we're not always going to want to de-escalate, people. Is sitting down in an office de-escalation? No, that could be escalation, right? If you're being pushed around by police and you sit down, is that de-escalation or escalation? It's de-escalation, right? Sitting down is becoming lower and smaller and less threatening. But sitting in an office might be escalating. We might want to do either one of those things as activists and organizers and workers standing up for our future, right? All right. So,
You can make a difference being together as a large group.
yeah. Being together, doing collective action helps us a lot, which is why we're here today, yeah? So, there are 6 Ds which you could think about for a response. What did we see people do today? Direct intervention. What else could you do? You could delay, right? You can wait it out. Maybe the person in the office, you just say, yeah, I'm waiting for somebody, I'll talk to you soon. Or take a break and go to the bathroom. Or say, hey, what about that Super Bowl? Let's talk about halftime, right? And Kendrick Lamar, like whatever you want to do. Okay, that's distract, right? So we've got direct intervention, delay, distract. What else? Delegate. And delegate might mean you don't have the right person to deal with something, so you say, hey, y'all come with me, or can you do it for me? There's a lot of ways to involve other people, collective action. And then document. What does document mean? How do you record? With your phone, you put it in the person's face? Not necessarily. You want to do it at a safe distance, particularly if it's law enforcement, but you're usually allowed to do this, but you want to tell people that you're recording, right? So let's read out the 6 Ds all together. Here we go.
Direct intervention. Delay. Distract. Distance. Delegate. Document.
Woo! Let's have it! And let's give a round of applause for our brave role players today.
Thank you, Nadine. Amazing as always. Let's give a round of applause for Nadine.
And if you're local and you're interested in training, if you're a federal worker, come talk to me. We have a training tomorrow morning, and we have trainings we're scheduled for coming weeks for everyone. You can check out the calendar at the movementinfrastructureproject.org/calendar, movementinfrastructureproject, yeah, all one word, .org, to find out about actions, trainings, and more.
Okay, I'm here to make some announcements. So we have a great lineup of speakers, but sometimes people feel inspired to share their stories. So if you do, you're going to find my friend Derecha. Derecha, can you wave? That's right, in the black coat over there with the purple gloves. That is Derecha, so find her if you would like to speak. Then a couple of action items for all of you. So if your hands are not frozen, you can take out your phones. And we are asking people to text no DOGE, that is NODOGE, to the number 51905, and I'll say it again. So whip out your phones, text no DOGE, NODOGE, to the number 51905. You will join Federal Workers Against DOGE. You will get information about future actions, how you can plug in, and you will be joining the fight to protect the civil service and the American people. So Nadine did an excellent demonstration of what it looks like when maybe fired or staffers on leave go up to the Senate and just refuse to leave. And that's something you can absolutely do, especially now that you have free time. So we are encouraging folks to find out when their members of Congress are in session, show up, tell their story, tell them about the important work they do for the American people, and demand to know what those senators are doing to protect that work. Second action. And this is a relatively low lift, but it's a great example of acting collectively. As I said, we're in an unprecedented moment. It requires unprecedented action. So we are asking all federal workers across the country, across the world, to take a break today at exactly 11:58 a.m. You can call it a bio break. You can call it a cigarette break. You're perfectly allowed to take breaks from your workday. You can say it's a lunch break, whatever you want, but exactly 11:58, I want us all, and I'll be doing this, I want us all to leave our desks, go outside, go to the bathroom, go wherever, go to the water cooler, leave your desks. If you work from home, leave your computer. If you are out in the field somewhere, leave your workstation. It's a small thing, but it's really a show of solidarity and a first step in what I hope will be bigger shows of solidarity. Because as we've seen, they're picking us off one by one, right? Today it's the probationary workers. Yesterday it was one agency. The day before it was another agency. You know, DOGE is hopping from agency to agency like it's the plague. They are trying to go for the weakest, less popular ones first, but eventually they'll hit all of us. So if we don't start showing some solidarity, if we don't start showing that we are willing to stand up for each other, they'll know they can get rid of all of us. And honestly, that's what I think we're going toward. So again, 11:58 in whatever time zone you're in. All federal workers and anyone who cares about federal workers, take a break and let's see how that goes. All right, say yes if you're going to take a break at 11:58. Yes! And tell all your friends, put it on social media, we're going to make it a thing. Take a break is a great hashtag. All right, we now have a wonderful performance from some singers who I believe you may have seen at events across the city, the DC Labor Chorus.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Thanks for being out here in the cold. We are not only the DC Labor Chorus, we are Songrise DC, and we are also justice singers from across the area. We are here in solidarity with federal workers. Please sing along. I'm sure you'll recognize some of these songs. We know everyone's going through a terrible time right now. We love you. Happy Valentine's Day. We're going to get through this.
Ready? I feel like going on. I feel like going on. Though trials mount on every hand, I feel like going on. I feel like going on. Sing with us. I feel like going on. Yes, yes. I feel like going on. Though trials mount on every hand, I feel like going on. 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 Though trials mount on every hand, I feel like going on. I feel like going on. Feel like going on. Feel like going on. Feel like going on. I feel like going on. Feel like going on. Feel like going on. Feel like going on. Trials mount on every hand. I feel like going on. All right, we shall not be moved. All right, I know y'all know this one. All right. One, two, three. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We're on the road to justice. We're on the road to justice. We shall not be moved. We're on the road to justice. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be. We're fighting for our children. We're fighting for our children. Sing with us.
We shall not be moved.
We're fighting for our children.
We're fighting for our children. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Federal workers matter. Federal workers matter. We shall not be moved. Federal workers matter. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be. Stand and join together. Stand and join together. We shall not be moved. Stand and join together, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. Songrise.
Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. And I know you might have a heavy load, but I can carry some too. I will lift you up when they push you down. I will raise my voice and stand my ground. Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. Well, it looks like it might be a long night, but I ain't going, and I know it's gonna be a hard fight, but I will stay right here. I will shine a light in the darkest hour, face the man in the tallest tower. Well, it looks like it might be a long night, you know I ain't going nowhere. I will work, I will fight, I will strive in the name of love. I will speak, I will shout, I will sing it to the skies above. Well, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk it with you, gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk until the last one of us is with you. I will hold on tight, stay by your side. I will be with you for this whole damn ride. Well, it looks like it might be a perilous climb, but I will follow your lead. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, but I'm gonna walk it with you. Gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, but I can carry some too. I will lift you up when they push you down. I will raise my voice and stand my ground. Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. That's right. I will walk it with you. Shine my light the whole night through, because it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. That's right. Oh, I'm gonna walk it with you. Oh, I'm gonna walk it with you. I'm gonna walk it with you.
All right, we got one more for you. Y'all know this one. We've got a little twist on it. This little light of ours, because we're all in this together. Logistics. All right, everybody. Wow, we're in it for the long haul here. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. 5, 6, 7, 8. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine.
hide it under a bushel. Hide it under a bushel, no, we're gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, we're gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around D.C. All around D.C. We're gonna let it shine. All around D.C. We're gonna let it shine. All around D.C. We're gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Here at HHS. Here at HHS. We're gonna let it shine. Here at HHS, we're gonna let it shine. Here at HHS, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine everywhere we go. Everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine. Everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine. Everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everybody, this little light of mine, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Here we go.
Okay, thank you. One of them works.
One of them.
So these singers have been giving me life for the last week or two. Thank you again. Let's give them another round of applause. Singing together, makes you feel like you're in community. There are people who love you and who are on your side. And like they said, we will get through this together, only together. So I'm here to once again remind you of your action items. Text no DOGE to 51905 to join Federal Workers Against DOGE. If you're a fired federal worker or you're on administrative leave, go sit in at the Senate. Ask your senators what they're doing for you, what they're doing for the American people. And today at 11:58 a.m., wherever you are, take that cigarette break, take that bathroom break, take that lunch break. Maybe talk to some of your colleagues about what you could do together next. We have another great speaker named Kate, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kate, and I worked at the U.S. Digital Service. You know, that place that DOGE just took over. In the name of efficiency, which probably really means enriching an unelected billionaire and his friends. But you know what? Illegal firings, illegal access to systems, and illegal everything. Damn, I forgot. Anyway, all the illegal shit. That's not going to make it better. It's going to make it worse. And I want to tell you what real efficiency looks like. Real efficiency is providing Americans access to the services that they are entitled to. And that's exactly what the U.S. Digital Service used to do. I helped on the teams I worked on, help Americans pay taxes for free, access disaster funds that they're entitled to more easily, helped refugees to access their case statuses. That's what real efficiency looks like. And let me tell you who I worked with across all the federal agencies. My partners were the hardest working people, and I learned so much from them because of their dedication, their hard work, and I'm here to have their backs. And let me tell you something. When they come out and lie about federal workers and talk about what they're not doing, and I know exactly how hard they worked, how many hours, how many times I found them online at 9 o'clock at night. It's awful, and it's weak. It's weak when your only thing you can do is lie and perform illegal actions to terrorize them. So you know what you can do? Nadine just said that the de-escalation workshop. That's what we need to do next. We need to bring in and resist. That's why we're all here. We all have an obligation to stand up against illegal actions. And if you're a federal worker, you now have tools that you can use to resist inside. And let me tell you, we are all here and have your backs. We all have your backs. And we are out here doing the exact same thing on the outside, but you have the power. And I support you, and we all do. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our brave federal workers. And to the federal workers who have been let go or put on probation or on administrative leave, let's all say together, we love you. We love you. We love you. And we're going to fight for you to get your jobs back and do the important work that you do. So I think this is our last speaker. And if you've been to rallies around DC in the last week, you may have seen him before because he's everywhere. And he's fantastic. So let me introduce Dante.
Oh, thank you. How's everyone feeling? Cold, yeah, I'm cold too. Took me 20 minutes to find parking over here, goddamn. But, so I'm a federal worker. And, you know, I've been talking to folks, and I feel like this is a moment where we are really up against an oncoming dictatorship. And I want to have a conversation about fascism, because I think this term is not used enough in the media, among our people here in the United States. But we are up against a fascist danger. And Elon Musk comes from fascist apartheid South Africa, Peter Thiel, and all these forces. And what they want to institute is a dictatorship here in the United States. And who is the first target of that dictatorship? It's the public sector, especially the labor unions in the public sector. And they're trying to gut all of our opportunities to organize and work in collective institutions. And they want to cut our pensions, they want to cut our retirement benefits, they want to cut our wages, they want to do the same thing that Elon Musk did to Twitter, they want to do the same thing that most capitalists, most monopolies do to their workers to make them suffer more. So we are the first line of defense. And if we don't defend our democracy and this country from this oncoming dictatorship, then we are cooked, to say the least. And I'm speaking as a black federal worker whose family comes from the lineage of Frederick Douglass, from the fight against slavery, from the fight against Jim Crow. These folks want to institute a Jim Crow 2.0 and a neo-Confederate government. And what I've been saying is, every rally, is that we are in a deep fight because fascism has its own material conditions in each different country's history, right? In Chile, in the 70s, when they overthrew Allende, you know, they privatized everything. In Nazi Germany, and Mussolini with Italy, and Franco Spain. Privatization is the main project of the fascist state and enriches the rich. We always talk about the billionaires, but those folks still want to squeeze more out of the working class. And as a black federal worker, what I meant by Jim Crow is that, you know, my people have seen fascism in the South, the Deep South. My family's from Mississippi. You know, folks are still suffering in Mississippi with no clean water, for example, right now. But, you know, there's still a division in this country that we got to deal with, you know, our nation's oldest stain on its history, next to the slaughter of the indigenous population of this country. What I'm getting to is this question of DEI. And this DEI is the first sort of layer of this assault on the public sector. And as a black worker, you know, coming of age or the generation following the overturn of affirmative action, but like we're seeing it also in the courts. And I'm gonna just say one comment here. Clarence Thomas is not a friend of the black people. That's a brother that's not doing well. DEI, so one, there's a website that is targeting black workers, especially NIH, but also other agencies. They're trying to like dox basically black workers that are working as in these federal agencies, supposedly on DEI, but actually it's just a hit list for black federal workers to have them doxed, targeted. I have friends that are getting death threats, etc. Also, the pullback of the DEI programs has led to, you know, mass layoffs, administrative leave of black women. You know, also, you know, folks that are not of color, but white women, etc. I believe white women are the biggest beneficiary of DEI, for example. But you know, this is a target to basically intensify the racial social division of labor. You know, they want to intensify white supremacy in the workplace. You know, like Hegseth, the Department of Defense head now, who has he has a white supremacist tattoo on his chest. You know, and that's a whole question there. But you know, West Point, they basically gutted all the programs with black, Latino, and women organizations, LGBTQ, yes. And also, they put out a memo saying there's no more identity months at DOD. So that means no more Black History Month, no more Pride Month, no more AAPI Month, no more Native American Heritage Month, no more Latino celebrations, etc. You know, we are in some deep shit. And, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of, you know, our war budget, our Pentagon budget, you know, and, you know, there's a big contradiction of, you know, Musk saying, oh, we're going to audit the Pentagon. But, you know, I think what they're going to do, because they've been failing almost every single audit they've ever had with that large budget, is that they're going to blame the failed audits on DEI. So what they're going to do is fire black, LGBTQ, which they have already done a ban of trans folks in the military. And shout out to my trans siblings for stepping up, and shout out to the rally that happened last night at the Kennedy Center, which now Trump has taken over. But shout out to the folks that did that dance party last night. I was not there, but I saw the photos and it was great. So what I'm trying to say is they're trying to use this DEI as a wedge, and they're going to use it to fire black, brown, women workers, LGBTQ workers, and say, oh, now we can pass an audit because now we have an all-white male workforce. You know, so anyways, I want to just wrap up by saying we have a lot of work to do, and I appreciate everyone that has been coming out the past 2 weeks or so and fighting within their workplaces, fighting among their unions, fighting among their neighbors, their families, but we need the millions, you know, and I know it's cold out here, but folks, we need to be talking to our neighbors, our coworkers on a daily basis, and talking about, you know, one question is like, how are we feeling, you know, but two, how do we get organized? And this is like our responsibility as working class people for social change in this country. We have to get organized. And if that means just like, hey, let's get coffee together, let's get lunch together, do a happy hour, let's start building, rebuilding. And I want to give a shout out to AFG and all the federal unions for their largest growth in like, I don't know how many years, but we still got to build, and then we have to figure out how we're going to wield that power. Because once we get the millions or the hundreds of thousands, how are we going to wield it? That is the question, and I think we have to figure out that answer. How do we wield our power? We are the first line of defense, so what is it going to take to start blocking the buildings and stopping these DOGE freaks from taking over the computer systems? And I'm not a tech person, but I know it's very easy for them to just hack everything, so honestly, one of them just needs to get beat up. I'm saying that, and that's not me. I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody, but, these freaks, they're just little kids, man. So, like, I'm from California, so I know some of these freaks. So, I don't condone violence, so, just say that. But I'm just saying, yeah, the fight. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, so, what is it going to take to block these buildings? What is it going to take to get the Democrats to actually do something? And I think, we can't be begging the Democrats to just do stuff. We have to take this power into our own hands and really show some militancy and fight for our basic rights. So, and Helen's coming over here to tell me to shut up. So, y'all have a wonderful day, but keep the fight up, and I'm gonna see y'all on the streets every day that I can possibly get out here, and keep up the fight. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm freezing. I don't know about you. So I will say there's still coffee left, and you have to look, but there are cups, so grab some coffee. Could I get you folks to kind of like squish over here behind these folks? It'll keep us warmer, I think, and same on the other side. We're kind of started to get spread out. Let's all squish together, because there are actually a lot of us here, and I want to make sure that all of us are in the shot. So let's fill in back here. Thank you. And thank you so much to the folks holding the heart. This is a great prop. What are we going to do, right? We talked about it a bit earlier. At 11:58, what are we going to do today? We're going to take a break, and we're going to do it all together, and we're going to tell our coworkers to do it. And what are we texting on our phones? No DOGE. And what was that number? I need to look it up myself. I know there was a 9 and a 5, so let me find it. Okay, 51905. Perfect. And feds who were fired or on admin leave, retirees, people who aren't working, what are you going to do? That's right, embarrass your senator. Show up to your Senate office and refuse to leave. We do have one more speaker, but in order to get warm, I kind of need to jump around a little. So let's do a quick chant. I'm going to say when federal workers are under attack, you're going to say, rise up, fight back. And we'll go on like that for a while. Okay, a little while. Is Glynette here? Yes. Okay, and then I'll hand it over to you. When federal workers are under attack, what do we do? Okay. We need to be a little more cohesive there. When federal workers are under attack, what do we do? When America is under attack, what do we do? When the civil service is under attack, what do we do? When our federal programs are under attack, what do we do? When our personal information is under attack, what do we do? When our computer systems are under attack by pimply teenage boys, what do we do? Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Glynette. And they are our last speaker, and then we will do a fun activity together.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad to be here, but not really glad to be here. I'm sad that we are at this stage.
Again, my name is Glenette, and I am currently, temporarily, for now, a Presidential Innovation Fellow. I'm one of the 11 people who are probationary, who were told the other day by our supervisors that we will no longer have a job. Still waiting for official notice because I did read in a newspaper that Thomas Shedd jumped the gun and didn't get HR approval before telling our supervisors to tell us that we were fired. Oh, I'm sorry. Before telling our supervisors to tell us that we were fired. In addition, I'm also a former United States Digital Service, the OG USDC, and I am so proud of being a member of that group and all of the great work that we have all done in the past. I'm proud of all the things that Kate mentioned when she was up here. I myself have worked on projects to support mothers, specifically women of color, and helping them to make sure that they could deliver children safely. I've worked on projects to help mothers on Medicaid to make sure that they can maintain coverage and reduce maternal mortality in states postpartum to get them to 12 months of coverage. So I've worked on projects to help boost trauma-informed care. And so all of these things are now threatened with the DOGE takeover and all of the good work that we have been doing. We have been striving to modernize technology in the government, but we've been doing it the right way and working with people and not coming over, taking stuff that we don't, doing it the right way. We're not bringing in people who just recently graduated from high school, who was fired at an internship for leaking information. I'm also one of the PIFs who were interviewed by these DOGE people, 15-minute interviews, to try to justify our worth to people who know absolutely nothing about how the government works. They know nothing about what we do. And then our supervisors were asked to, again, justify our work. I'm also a mother of 2 adult children. And my favorite activist is my daughter. So I reached out to her this morning on my way here, and I said, okay, I'm ready to do my first rally. Got any tips for me? And she's like, sure, just say what's in your heart, and people will resonate. So I'm here to say that I appreciate being here and given the opportunity. And like the speaker before me, Black and brown folks are under attack. There were only 4 in my cohort of PIFs, 4 Black people, all Black women. All of us will be gone. All of us gone from the program. So, yeah, it's hard, and especially hard for me because this is something that I've wanted to dedicate my life to ever since growing up in the church and hearing the choir, and I can hear her, Miss Willie Lee White, singing Mahalia Jackson. If I can help somebody along the way, then my living will not be in vain. So I'm here to help. I hope everyone else is here to help. Take your cigarette break at 11:58. I don't remember the text number, but do your texting. Especially for folks like myself who live in DC, we don't have real good representation. We really don't have any representation in Congress. So if you live outside of DC, or you have friends and family who live outside of DC, please reach out to them and ask them to help support us, not just federal workers, but help support the people in DC as well, because we're under attack as well. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Glynette. And I just want to draw attention to one thing she said, which is that this is her first rally. So big applause for that. And a lot of us are doing things that are out of our comfort zone right now, right? We are speaking at rallies, we are organizing actions, we are talking to our coworkers. We need more of that, okay? I remember 2017, all of us had to become organizers. This is like that, but on steroids. So ask yourself right now, what more could I be doing? Maybe you spoke at a rally, and next time you're gonna organize a rally. Maybe you organized a rally. Next time you're going to think about, should I do a little spicier action? But just keep doing more and keep getting, and one of the most important things is don't do it by yourself, right? Do it with your friends. Do it with your coworkers, because we are much more powerful together. So let's start moving around a bit because it's freezing. Are we ready? Okay, so my friend Nadine has a box of spoons that folks have been putting stickers on, putting messages on. It's Valentine's Day, y'all. We have Valentines for the federal workers in this building behind us, and we are going to deliver them. So grab some spoons, grab some Valentines, and we are going to head over to the doors. Following Nadine, we are going to drop them at the doors of the Department of Health and Human Services to show our federal workers. Oh, okay. First, we're going to show off these beautiful Valentines to the press. So grab them, put them high, show these beautiful Valentines, wave them around. People worked hard on these. I don't even know if we had scissors, and yet, look at these beautiful heart shapes. We have stickers. This is showing our love for federal workers. Say it with me. Thank you, federal workers. Thank you for what you do. Stay strong. Defy unlawful orders. We have your backs. All right. Now we're going to take these and deliver them. Are we ready? All right, let's go.